6,460 pounds, the Cherokee 264 DBH here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Don't call it entry level. This is high class conventional. And I think that that's an important distinction right there, because what it does is that this thing really specializes in bringing a laminated set of features and a laminated floor plan into the conventional construction market, which brings it into a whole new price bracket for guys like me, people who still work for a living. If you're looking for a half-ton towable, really juiced up family camper that you can be super proud of, well, your search is over. So being able to access an RV with the slide closed is handy. This one's basically fully accessible, which is great. Obviously, easy, quick in and out access to the bathroom, which is handy not just for traveling, but at your campsite, it'll cut down on so much dirt track through the camper. Now, if you take note, you can slide through here to get up to the big front pantry, the fridge, all the kitchen storage. You can basically get to anything here in the kitchen, but we're not able to get to the bedroom. However, we have a way around that. With the inclusion of the second entry door right here, you see that you can access the bedroom. So this thing is fully travel accessible. Now the bedroom here has all the normal accoutrement, I guess you could say, all the normal fittings and fixers and all that kind of stuff. However, they added a little special extra something with this one here, with this extra giant linen cabinet. Basically exactly like the pantry in the kitchen, except now you have a second one. But what's cool is how they recessed it back a little bit, which gave us a nice little space where we can stand here in the bedroom and get dressed, and we don't have to go into the living room to change all of our clothes. Smart. And I think what I like about this one is that they took a great concept. This is really just a flipped around version of the Cherokee 264CK here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. However, what they did here is they flip-flopped the slide out, they put the sofa near the front, and they flip-flopped the kitchen and the entertainment center. And it makes more sense to me, because think about it, where I'm standing right now, I'm by the entry door. If I wanted to get to the refrigerator, in the more common versions of this floor plan, where you walk in and the sofa is right here directly facing the entertainment center, well, I have to walk directly past whoever's at the TV. And it's not that a lot of people go camping based on the TV, or, well, you know what, actually a lot of people do. I don't know that that's fair to say, and everybody camps different. So, if that concept doesn't apply to you, or if it does, wear that shoe as it fits you. However, my point is, you don't have to interrupt the flow of the entertainment. It's quicker in, quicker out if you want to get to the fridge. Obviously, we've already seen how we have easy access to the bathroom, but this makes more sense to me. And what's kind of cool is tucked away behind that entertainment center is a big chunk of extra storage in the bedroom that we're going to get to in just a minute. This concept and layout was originally pioneered by the Jayco Whitehawk, like the 29BH, and I love it. I think it's a great idea. However, nobody built it in a more conventional manner, and what's made Cherokee so successful is they've been watching the market really close, and they say, people like those laminated concepts, but man, the price tag can get salty on those real quick. Let's bring these new ideas and concepts into a more affordable market area, and they've done so with all the things that's made Cherokee super popular, like these maximum sized viewing and breeze windows here. The updated interior and exterior decor package makes things like these little blue accent lights and night lights that you've had in Cherokees for the last couple of years, it makes them seem more appropriate because it works better with the color palette. The skylight up here above the kitchen area with that draw shade, it helps pour in some more natural ambient light in addition to the mega windows that we've already seen right here. What's kind of cool up here is in the entertainment center. If you take note, you've got a very cinema-style sort of folding armrest on this simple bifold sofa, and it gives you very much like a theater sort of look and feel with storage below it directly at your entertainment center over here. Now, you won't typically find a TV included from the factory in a Cherokee Grey Wolf or Wolf Pup here at Haylett RV, and for good reason, because we have found that we can get you, if you need a TV to complete a sale, if that's your terms of sale, give us a call. I'm sure we can work something out. That's easy stuff, guys. But my point is, for the money that the factory would charge you for a TV, I can go across the street to the big box store of your choice. I can get a better or bigger TV for the same or less money, and I can still pay a tech to install it for less than the factory add-on. So this is one of those areas where rare instances getting something from the factory is not always the most beneficial way to go. Now below this, you're watching more and more campers go to this style of entertainment center. One of the bits of feedback I've heard heavily the last year, and especially even a little bit before that, was Why aren't manufacturers doing things like Blu-ray in RVs? Why are they still doing DVD, which is largely a dead format? Well, the answer is because not everybody cares about Blu-ray. So it's a hard thing for a manufacturer to add money into a feature that not most people are super excited about. So what they're doing here is they're letting you build your own adventure. You've got a simple Bluetooth stereo here, and what's cool is you can actually link your phone to this. You can actually place hands-free calls through your camper because this does have a little microphone right here and answer and decline buttons. But you notice you have expansion ports down here. So this is an expandable entertainment. You want to plug in a DVD player, you want to plug in a Blu-ray, you want to plug in just a music player or Bluetooth music off your phone, you can do all of that here. So it's a stereo that lets you build your own entertainment. So the folks who want jazzier entertainment, no sweat. The folks who don't, you're not getting price jabbed for the benefit of somebody else. Makes sense to me. And I love how they've trimmed out this electric space heating fireplace down here. Now, as the name implies, it does not require propane, doesn't require I had someone, I don't need a fireplace in my camper. I don't want to haul logs in here. It's not a household fireplace, ladies and gentlemen. The point here is it's remote controlled. Anytime you're plugged into park power or you have like generator access, you can, pardon me, you can fire that thing up right there and get some excellent heat that won't burn up your propane. You know, chances are you've already paid for the electricity at the park unless you're seasonal, so why burn up your propane for it? Although, if you notice on the floor, we do still have more efficient floor ducted heating here to go along with the central air conditioning that you will have running through the roof of the camper. Because if the bunks weren't enough space, if the kids bring friends or you have some extended family, you really need to pack everybody in here. You've got this extra long dinette. This is like roughly a 7-foot dinette, so that could be an adult sleeper. Then you obviously have a smaller bifold sofa over there that could sleep, you know, like a small person, little person, grandkid type situation, or, you know, just one of the littles. If you want to keep them a little closer to the master bedroom, maybe to keep an easier eye on them. It's not a bad spot to put them at night. It's also very easy up and down sort of situation. From here, we'll take a cruise up to our very private front bedroom. And remember that second entry door here, if you are, like, you're worried about privacy, remember the second door does deadbolt, of course. Now, you'll still have pleated shades even here in the bedroom, just like you have everywhere else, like in the living area in the bunks. This is an area where a lot of brands will start to scale back money because a lot of people shop and they buy based on what they see in the living room and the kitchen. Not everybody takes the time to go clear through the bedroom and really hyper-note detail things, and that's one of those areas that I think Cherokee does very well. You may have noticed how there's dual plugs on the other side of the camper. There's household and USBs. Well, you have those on this side too. You've got the dual full-length hanging closet, so you don't have a sharp corner jabbing you. You've got the big side stand for your phones and your accessories and whatnot. I love the little accents on that headboard area there. And like I mentioned, this one has a big chunk of additional bedroom storage that we saw when the slides were closed. So once again, very travel accessible, very pack-em-up friendly. And that extra little alcove zone right there does give you the space to be able to like put on a pair of pants or a sweater or something and not have to like go into the living room and draw the shades and tell the kids to get out of the camper because mom and dad need to get dressed. Again, if you do feel like adding entertainment options, you are all set here in the bedroom to do so. I want to give us just a nice kind of sweeping panoramic look of the kitchen and living area, and then we're going to blow this sucker open and just take a look at all the storage that she brings to bear. And man alive, does this thing nail the storage mark. So the reverse traditional version of this floor plan, right when you walk in the door, there's the entertainment center. And every manufacturer handles the storage there in a different way because nobody can find a 100% effective way. There's always at least one little corner of that entertainment center storage when the entertainment center is by the entry door in the traditional version of this layout that like is weird and it's hard to reach. Well, I think the reverse version that we're looking at currently makes more sense because now we've just got a huge pantry, which frankly is bigger than the refrigerator. It's 6.5 foot tall and like, I don't know, 2.5 feet wide, and just a normal rear door. And that's another thing. When this thing closes up, it's just nice. It's clean. It's very aesthetically pleasing. They do an extremely good job there. Up here in the kitchen, they break up what could be otherwise monotonous color patterns with that partial stainless bundle here. And we've already talked about the skylight above here for that extra light and whatnot. And you can always pull the shade. But they also put these very nice like bevel glass inserts in here inside those hardwood cabinet door frames just to kind of allow a little greater sense of light and space. The kitchen breeze window right there straight across from the dinette where it's an easy place to be able to keep an eye on the kids. You see that behind the stovetop we do have a real backsplash, tile splash, and you'll see that mirrored in the bathroom. Now, that Furrion stove with those cool blue nightlight knobs, once again, now matches the color palette of this RV better than ever before. And when you have both that flush mount stove and then you utilize the removable flush mount sink cover on top of that beautiful, modern, skirted stainless sink that I've never seen anything like that in this class and category before. I've only seen sinks like this up in the like Montana, Pinnacle, North Point, luxury fifth wheel level. That is, like I said, this is high class conventional camper. This is not entry level by any stretch or any sort of metric. Now, one thing to quick note for you in the very current modern styling, there is a little aerator up in there. Just to let you know the kind of equipment that is. Now, this one has the bigger, larger stainless farm sink, so you can do the cleaning the big stuff there. Below the sink, we do have space for wastebasket, which is fantastic because not every model or floor plan has that, even within the Cherokee family. So that's another area where this kitchen to me reigns supreme. In the kitchen proper, you've got a pair of extra tall drawers as opposed to 3 skinny ones. So just a little handier, more convenient for big stuff like spatulas. Now, over here in the slide, we also have pretty respectable storage. There is storage all the way under that dinette, including these big 40-inch full extension plywood box drawers right here, which is very handy if somebody is sitting at the dinette. You don't have to tell them to get up. You don't have to lift up and tear up all the cushions and the table to get to it. And you also have the benefit of the jackknife sofa over here. That's part of the reason its technical name is called a jackknife storage sofa, because, hey, wouldn't you know it, there's a little bit of storage below. Now, something I did mention earlier, and you're going to see it more as we go, but you saw in the bedroom area, next to anywhere that you can sleep, you're going to find USB plugs like we have right between the giant windows here on this Cherokee, as well as those that we're about to go take a look at in the rear bunk area. So both, kind of like both sides of the master bed, both the upper and lower bunks have dual outlet sets, both household and USB. Some windows to give the kids some light. Another thing that they've done here that I really like is the open air ladder wall, as I like to call it. The first time I saw this was in a model, the 2810 Keystone Passport bunkhouse. You know, it has a lot of similar features to this, but this is one of those things that it first kind of brought to market I've always liked, because the ladder is the wall structure. They didn't block everything off with just like simple Luan panels. They left everything open so the whole camper looks and feels bigger, lighter, brighter, and I like what they did there. And then the little details. Like, if you would have seen visibly the little silver curtain track that's behind this little piece of trim fascia here, you would never have, that wouldn't have bothered you, I'm sure. But they took the time to dress it up a little bit and to mask it, because this is your living space and you want it to look good. And these guys at Cherokee, they are on the ball understanding that. Now, also on the ball is the way that they're nailing their bathroom. You got this huge window for extra light and airflow in here, plus that skylight above the shower. But you see the bigger Max Air fan up there for superior airflow, which is one of the reasons that you have a slotted door here. So if you do want to leave some windows open, that fan will pull a lot of airflow through the RV. Now, they do go with a little lower lip on the sort of shower tub combo. So if you do have a little kid and you do still need to give them like a quick camp bath, you can, but it's easier to get in and out for general shower purposes. Plenty of legroom in front of that toilet right there. And there is more of that, you know, I don't know if I talked about it, but all the countertops, whether it's the tabletop in the dining area, the kitchen, or here in the bathroom, they're a sealed edge pressed membrane countertop, so that if you do splash any kind of water around, it's gonna just kind of look at you and be like, yeah, what else you got? Because you're not gonna wreck it. And both an angle mounted extra large vanity, and if you notice, an extra big sink finish off this bathroom very, very sharp looking, well appointed bathroom. Like I said, don't call it entry level. This is classy conventional. And when I say conventional, I'm referring only to the general body style and construction of this RV. Because there's so much that is non-conventional about this camper, it's not even funny. And let's talk about those things real quick and easy here. So our entertainment center, if you choose to add a TV, you can just simply float it outside if you are so inclined, because you have indoor and outdoor entertainment on this one. Now we will come back and look at the awning and speakers. I recorded an extra little clip with those open and the lights fired up. And this is what's called the Deluxe Mini Camp Kitchen. I want to make sure you understand the full name of that, because Cherokee has a couple different arrangements in this little space right here that you can apply to a camper. And they have gone further and done more with this little concept than anyone I've seen. So what they've done here is, most manufacturers who build a layout like this, they're going to cause you to lose all the storage under this bunk. And tell me when more storage is ever the wrong answer, because I don't believe more storage is ever the wrong answer. So Cherokee maintains all the storage below that bunk instead of an outside kitchen. But you're not giving up an outside kitchen. Now remember, you had full extension drawers. You had a place for a wastebasket inside. You had everything that kitchen required, plus that huge pantry. And you can put heavy pots and pans on the bottom shelves of that pantry if you want. So this has really no negative side to it. Instead, what we're getting here, there's an outside utility shower on the other side of the camper, but now we've got a second one with this feature over here on the door side of the RV, which is also super handy if you want to hose those kids off right before they track, you know, sand, dirt, etc. into the camper. Now we've got Dad's medicine cabinet out here for the barley pops and bottled water, and we've got an ice maker built right in the outside area of the camper. It's awesome, and if you look a little closer, you can see they actually heat shielded it to help prevent from that heat off the back of the fridge and the ice maker from billowing inside. Now the door that drops down to access those, that's just now a general sort of utility work table. And you see those heavy duty cables holding that up? Those are the same type of cables that hold up hybrid bed ends. And in a hybrid, they're rated for like 1,050 pounds. It's aircraft cable. The cable's not going to fail. If you, like, I'm not saying sit on it. I'm not saying this is rated for 1,050 pounds. I want to make sure I'm clear on that. What I'm saying is they are using overrated equipment and hardware for this sort of application. So if you just want to use this as like a little station serving tray next to your picnic table, guys, it's just absolutely aces and perfect for that. Right next to our entertainment center, you know, they've nailed so many awesome things here, and all this protected under the awning. Now, your entry doors are going to be anti-slam, so you can heave these suckers. And again, just like that, I can throw that thing as hard as I can, and they are not going to smash against the side of the trailer. And I can't believe I walked away from these things without talking about the Moride's step above stable steps right here. Those adjustable foot pegs will marry up to just about any campsite, and they help when the kids are coming and going, or if you're coming and going and the kids are sleeping and you're trying not to disturb them, because your weight is supported by the steps and not the side of the trailer. The whole body of the camper doesn't rock and roll around. And as long as we're down here, we might as well talk about the little mag-style wheels and the little tire pressure indicator caps on these little valve stems right here. If that flips from green to red, you know at a glance you need to put air in the tires, because, ladies and gentlemen, low air pressure is the #1 failure point of trailer tires. Now, you might notice their little outside kitchenette. You're saying, yeah, but it doesn't have a cooktop. Most people are not really fans of those little 2-burner cooktops that come in a lot of outside kitchens, at least those who have ever done any outdoor cooking. A first-time RVer, you might not even realize those things, they're not awesome outside. They're better than nothing, don't get me wrong, but they can blow out easily. So, right here, this gives you a propane quick connect next to your mini camp deluxe kitchenette, whatever the full name for that thing is again, because it's a pretty long name. So that if you want to bring along your own grill, you are set to do so. Now, back up front where I'd normally start, next to this baggage door, we do have a simple side mount solar pret plug. So if you do have a portable panel, you can move it around your campsite during the day to keep it in the sun. Great if you're boondocking to keep things kind of charged up and topped off. Now, we do have, you know, great storage both under the bed and in this front compartment area. Now, up front in the RV, we have an extra thick painted aluminum nose sweep. The entire nose of this camper is basically like diamond plate. It's extra thick so that it will shrug off headwinds. It won't bend and buckle. It's not going to sound like a wobbly box behind you going down the road. And being painted, it does not have the chance for near the opportunity for oxidation that a non-treated fiberglass sweep nose might. Now you see the power awning, the power tongue jack on here. This is, you know, supposed to be camping made easy. That's the idea behind this. Now I mentioned, we already talked about the one outside shower, but here's the, I guess, the more utility-based shower location that you'll have right here next to your water heater and your water hookups. A little cable hookup there, so you kind of have all your hookups in one handy spot. The sidewalls of your slide outs, they are, pardon me, I still cannot quite get rid of this cough. If you've been a regular viewer of mine, you know I've been just on the edge of kicking a case of the crud, and I'm just on, I feel like I'm at the very end of it. But back to the point, the slide walls have a rough texture to really grab that wiper seal so that as the slide comes in and out, it's doing its job. Those extra large windows give you excellent light, excellent visibility of your campsite, and great airflow. That's another thing. Now all these Cherokees also have a black tank flush that will be located near wherever the bathroom is, so that it has a better ability to actually get to and clean out your black tank. Now you see the white light right here next to that big toothpick window in the bathroom. That is not, instead of like a goofy amber light, if you are outside at night and you need to utilize your dump facilities, having a nice big bright light right there, it's very handy to be able to see in your campsite. Now, what a lot of RV companies will do is your little dump station light, if it has one, they will tie that into your outside awning lighting. And it makes sense because you're thinking, well, if I'm outside, I want the lights on. But guys, also remember, if you are a park camper, like most of us are in the Midwest, that light is on your neighbor's side of the camper. It's looking straight into their windows. Well, they don't want a bright white light on. So Cherokee had the forethought and the intelligence in design to put that light on a separate switch. And just a little detail-oriented nature of this thing, that kind of stuff impresses me. 200-pound rated folding cargo rack. Great to throw a couple bikes on here without voiding your warranty, you know, as is a common problem in the business. If you want to add a bike rack, a lot of campers, you will lose your warranty doing so if you go manipulating structure. Now it's not an issue. Spare tire does not need to be removed to accomplish that. We are backup camera ready. And let's do a quick construction pass through here. We've got a 3/8 fully walkable roof decking on this thing with you know, arched roof trusses below every 16 inches on center. We have an average 12-inch on center wall stud system, which is higher than normal within this glassing category. Normal, some studs will be a little closer, some a little further, but they average out to 12 inches on center versus a normal 16-inch on center wall, which is fine. So this has a little bit extra meat on the bones, which is maybe one of the reasons we don't seem to be having hiccups with them. Then as we come down to the floor, we've got a 5/8 tongue and groove plywood floor deck with studs in the floor every 12 inches on center, 2x3 studs in the floor running the length of the trailer. So she's built right. Like I said, really what you're doing here, guys, is you're getting laminated features without the laminated price tag. That's the goal of this camper, and that's what's made Cherokee so darn successful. And finally, look at our power awning here. And this is one of those areas where the new color palette really makes a lot of sense to me, because the LED lights under the awning and the backlights behind the speakers, they've been blue for years, but on a brown and red trailer, they really stuck out like a sore thumb. Now, never seemed to offend anybody with the way that Cherokee exploded in popularity, but even like the color accents on the MORRIDE steps, everything really just works together now, and everything looks good together. It's one like consistent, cohesive color palette. And you know, once again, little lights back here behind the speakers to give them a little bit of a glow. Now during the day like this, it's none of this stuff is not terribly impressive, but at night, when you're not filling the air with all sorts of light pollution, it makes a huge, huge difference. And little detail stuff like that is one of the reasons that makes me think this is the best generation of Cherokee we've had to date. So, you know, whether it's hitching, pieces, parts, trades, financing, truck and trailer package deals, RV delivery, and everything between, we do it all for you here at Haylett RV. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.